Hello, algebra students. This is our first day learning section 3-5. So you are going to need your note sheet for 3-5. And today our video will go pretty short. We're learning a short amount of things. And at any time, please put it on pause so that you can stop and get what you need. My suggestion is that you have out your equipment, which would be your highlighter, your pencil, calculator, and your printed copy of 3-5 notes. It's 2 pages. If you don't have that right now, then please put this on pause and go and get it. So I'm going to pause for just a second while you go and get it. Okay, we are back. We're taking a look at solving some equations, and we have already solved some equations before with one step, and that was using addition or subtraction. So now we're going to change and add to our abilities by using multiplication or division in solving an equation. So I'm going to give you a review. I want you to realize that you have to take notes during this time. And at the end of our session, I'm going to tell you which notes you have to take a picture of and show me that you have taken good notes and that I can see that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. So keep that in mind. You will have to take a picture of your notes and sign it clear enough for me to see it, that it was you and that you are learning. That is our job. Okay? So let's get going, and I'm going to switch you over to my hover camera so that you can see my piece of paper as we work. So we're going to do a lot of work today, but it won't take very long. So let's do that switch. Okay, so we've got to give this a turn so you can see what I'm seeing. All right, here's our note sheet, and up in the corner, I'm going to put an example of a problem that we did in the past. And that would be something like, we'll say 7 plus n equals 25. Okay, would you write that on your note sheet? So we're working. I'm just not going to be giving you an assignment. So you need to show me that you're working each day also. So to solve this, I would say like, hey, students, what's our first step? And you would say, well, we want to get n on its own side. So I'm going to bring that down, and I'm going to box this up. For some of you, that's really working well to see that that's where our choices are for getting rid of something. So I'm going to add a -7, adding its opposite, which is the inverse of +7. The opposite is add a -7. So I get 0 here, but I always need to do it to the other side. So I'm going to add a -7. So just showing you what we've been doing, because we took a little break with one of the sections. And now I get n equals, notice the equal sign's coming down, 18, and I box it up. Okay? So that's what we were doing with addition and subtraction. But now we are moving, got your highlighter handy, now we are moving to using multiplication and division to solve for the variable. So some of the things will seem the same, some of them will seem different. So let's take a look here. It says, to get the variable on its own side, you're going to use the opposite process, okay? And you always do it to both sides, just as we did here, -7, -7. Now we are going to be doing that with division or multiplication. So let's take a look at the first one just to see that you probably recall doing this before. So I look on the side with the variable knowing that at the bottom I want to have x equals something. So I'm dealing with this right here and I say, what type of problem is this? Okay, so this is a multiplication problem. They're using multiplication, 6 times x. So now I want to do the inverse to it, which is division. And I want you to learn to just put a division bar under this side and a division bar under this side. I don't want to see now this division sign. I want to see division bar, It will save you a lot of time and it'll save a lot of space. And some of you that like to work sideways, this is where you can really save time and space by just using a division bar. So I have 6 times x, so I'm going to use the inverse, which is divide by 6. I'm going to do it on both sides, okay? So in this case, I get 6 over 6, which is 1x. Wouldn't need the 1, but I want to show you that that's exactly what we're hoping for is 1x. If you don't get 1x, then you know you've made a mistake. And now I'm going to grab my calculator, and it says 78 divided by 6, and I get 13. And no signs, no negatives, positives, so I'm going to box it up. Okay, see, I told you, you guys can do this. Let's take a look at the next step, next problem. Again, I want to work on the side with the variable, so I'm over here, and I see multiplication. So I'm going to put a division bar. I'm going to use its inverse, which is division, and I'm going to put that under both of them. Notice again, I'm working on the side with the n on it. I'm not getting rid of the 126. I'm getting rid of the negative 14. So I want to divide by negative 14, and I want to divide by negative 14. So I put that in my calculator. 126 divided by 14 equals 9. So here I bring the n down. I get 9, and now I want to look at my sign. And I see I have a positive number divided by a negative number. So I have unlike signs. So I'm going to make this negative. Okay, my answer is negative. Just by knowing my rules, positive divided by negative is a negative. Box it up, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay. So here is where I would have you do the next 2. So I'm going to have you go on pause, and then I'm going to have you do the next 2. Okay, so I'm back, and I have done the next 2 problems, and I would just encourage you to check and see if you are doing them the same way. Notice, I'm always working on the side with the n or the x. I'm just getting rid of the negative 15 because a negative 15 over negative 15 is 1. So it crosses, so I would have 1x here. And 11 over 11 is 1. So I would have 1n. I don't need to write the 1, but you can if that helps you to understand how to do these. Okay, I'm going to take a break right now and stop this video, and I will have another video for you on Unified Classroom so that you can see the second part of this. Make sure that you sign your notes right now. So I'm going to put Razorberg, and I'll say Mrs. because you're used to that. And hang on one second, and I will see you